Snap. Hello. Let's see. Okay. Where is my chat thing? There it is. I think that I think we're on. I think I'm live. I don't know. Maybe. I can't see anything. We aren't live. We are live. Wait, I'm live. Okay. I got to figure some stuff out. What's up, T James? Morning stream. Yeah, we're discussing chapter. How do I find my own chat? Let's see. How do I find my chat on Google? Let's see. Is it like twitch.tv/chat max/thing? There it is. I found it. Okay, let's see if this works. Good morning, Yoshi. Okay, I think that'll work. I'm trying to get this all set up. Big face today. Just gonna be my mug. A wizard is never late. Yeah, that's true. It's true. I told you it was gonna happen. Now I just got to figure out how to make it actually happen. Okay. So I got that there. Then I have idea. Let's see. What happens if I do this? Oh, it only shows one window? I don't want that window. No. Bum, 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 bum. Interesting. See, I can make this bigger. And that way, people can actually see the chat while the stream's going, right? Does that make sense to do or no? Time to get a green screen? Yeah. Or a giant map, yeah. So I can point to it with like an arrow. Look. Dark mode? I don't know. Should I put it on dark mode? How do I do that? Settings? I don't want this. Little cogwheel? Haha. Wait. Good. Now I'm glad this is in dark mode, but the other one's not. Whatever. Oh, there is a layover for that. I do, yeah. Let me fix it. Let me do that. I want it just to be bigger and more like seeable. You know what I mean? What up, Arky? Uh oh, yo. Thanks, Yoshi. Okay. Also, while we're doing this, if and when ads run, let me know so that if we're talking about something important, uh, if we're doing something important, we don't have to make people miss out. You know what I mean? I wish you could help, but you just rip the insulation on the potable water tank. Go tape it up, man. Yeah, I'm in Stream Elements trying to fix the layover. My computer's being slow. My internet's being slow. Everyone subbed and no ads. Yeah, well, not everybody can do that, so it's all good. Okay, so here's this. Here's the chat overlay. I'm gonna make it bigger. Settings. I'm trying to figure out how to get a background on it. That'll work. Look, now there's a chat box that is more. Is that more better? Whoop. Testing. I'm gonna make the chat a little bit bigger on there. Grammar's not my strong suit. Okay. I saved it. On my screen, it's not showing anything, though. How weird. How weird. Oh, there it is. Okay. How do we start this? How do we start a conversation in a book club? Did everybody read it? I got my book. Yeah, I see it now. Now it's working for me. My copy's falling apart? No, it's fine. It used to be falling apart. See, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I've taken this thing has been this book has been to like yo, thanks Wild Soul. This thing's been to like 3 different countries with me, okay? It's been all over. And untold amount of states. Okay, let me get out of this. Okay, so we got the chat worked out. Now, let me do this. I think it'd be cool during this, especially maybe not this chapter as much, but to have the interactive map up. I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, it's my security book. That's right. It's true. There and back again? Psh, we're not reading The Hobbit. Yo, SF Dubs. Thanks. Okay. Let's see. I gotta make a post about it. Okay. No, Joe Bruin, it's okay. I started late because it's me. You know how I am. Wow, so thanks again. Come on now. Yo, thanks, SF Dubs. I appreciate it. I was later than you. That's true. Yeah, I'm always late. I'm so good at this. I have no idea what we're doing. Okay, so the prologue, right? Prologue? What should we listen to? Bum, bum. Hmm. Let's see. Okay. Mm. Okay. All right. Yo, thanks, SF Dubs. Thank you. If it's not robbing, listen. No, I'm not going to put on the audiobook. I think that would be a problem. Alan, thanks. Or congrats on passing your general. Now you just got to pass your. Now you just got to pass your airframe and power plant. You're a third of the way there. Okay, so watching Return of the King right now, right this moment. Okay, so I got my book, and I'm open on the prologue, which is called "Concerning Hobbits." How do you start a conversation on a chapter? I don't know. I like the prologue a lot, because there's a lot of cool info in it, especially about hobbits, because it's called Concerning Hobbits. It's a 10 out of 10. I agree. Well, this song's intense for Concerning Hobbits. This is the prologue. This is me picturing Sauron defeating the, like, just walking out with his mace and just whoop out, whoop out. There we go. All right. I can't talk about hobbits while that song's playing. That's way too intense. Okay. There we go. That's more hobbity. You like that he added the history of Smokeleaf? Yeah. Well, I believe, and I could be wrong, because they're talking about the pipeweed, Nicotiana, but I believe and I don't remember where it says this, but I believe that that plant, the pipeweed plant, the nicotine plant, was brought to Middle Earth from Numenor. I'm pretty sure that the Numenorians brought it to Middle Earth from the island of Numenor before the sinking of Numenor. I'm like 90% sure on that. And I don't know why I'm 90% sure on that, but I know that I've seen it somewhere before at a point. I do like, that Mary wrote a whole book called Herblore of the Shire. Is that true? I don't remember where I seen it. I think Belmont was talking about it. But I like that after when you're reading the prologue, you see that like the hobbits got so into like reading books. Merry and Pippin doing their book thing. You know? And also on page 5, oh, Matt and Nerd of the Rings, yeah, probably. They got a postmaster. They got sheriffs with the little feathers in their caps, bounding the borders. I also really enjoy. This is a fun little tidbit here. You can't see my book. The Dark Plague in Shire Reckoning 37. Fun fact: that Dark Plague was created by Sauron. How'd you know that? Is pipeweed the only smoke substance in Lord of the Rings extended universe? I always assumed it was cannabis inspired. I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure it's tobacco pipes. Because tobacco pipes, Tolkien was a big pipe smoker. My dad smokes a pipe. Yeah. Tolkien smoked a lot of the pipe tobacco. So I don't think it's weed inspired even a little bit. Play Frodo's song he sings at the Prancing Pony from the Andy Serkis audiobook narration. I don't know if I can do that. Can I do that? You cried when Sauron died? Like in the beginning? You see the big Dark Lord perish and that's what I'm saying. The man who created the Dark Plague? They were on his property. I mean, that's true. That's true. I don't know how to talk about this chapter really. What stuck out to you guys? What did you learn? Because, I don't know. I'm not prepared. Illidan was right. I do enjoy that the Brelanders think that they're the first smokers of pipeweed, and that and that they refer to the hobbits in the Shire as colonists. That makes me funny. You skipped it? That's a good point, T Jams. Signals that you're kind of the peacefulness of the Shire. I do enjoy that. The one of the reasons that I say that I wanted to start with this book, with Fellowship and not The Hobbit, is because really everything that you need to learn about The Hobbit is basically summed up in like the fourth part of the prologue of the Finding of the Ring. It basically sums up the whole journey of that. Goes through the riddles in the dark and everything. And it is interesting that Bilbo lies about his the way that he his first story that he tells everybody Bilbo was kind of being a little bit of a farce about, kind of showing the corrupting nature of the ring itself. I don't know. Tolkien really liked hobbits. What did hobbits represent to him? I think hobbits might have represented to Tolkien basically like what should be valued in the world. You know what I mean? I thought the book was big enough. Personally, is this where they discuss the creation of golf? Yes, Joe Bruin. They discuss the creation of golf. I think it was the Battle of Greenfields. Let's see. It might not have been that one. No. Battle of Greenfields when Bandobaras Took routed an invasion of orcs. Let's see. I'm trying to find it. I got so much stuff highlighted in this chapter from when I was doing a trivia thing a year and a half ago. It's the only good. I don't like golf, but I'll agree with you there because I'm not a big golfer. So if golf was invented by hobbits, I guess it makes me like it a little bit. If I were able to settle in one place in Middle Earth, I don't think I'd be able to settle in Middle Earth. I think that I would probably end up being like a wagon mechanic in Bree or something. I don't think I'd be anything special. I'm trying to find where the golf thing is. I also do enjoy the mention of the battles with the Witch King of Angmar. Although in this it says Witch Lord. Isn't it in the Hobbit? I don't think it's in the Hobbit, but it might be. Yeah, golf was invented by hobbits. I think it was Bandobaras Took. I think it's in this. It might be in the Hobbit. I thought it was in this. But I do enjoy. What's up, Kaiser? Anya Mimby. Yeah, I have the Hobbit back there, but I'm pretty sure it was in this. I don't know why I can't find it. If I wasn't on stream, I'd be able to find it right away. I should. Next time I'm going to write down page numbers. I'm going to have a separate notebook full of things. Oh, there it is. Here's what I was talking about earlier, where I was saying this is where you see that pipeweed was brought to Gondor from Numenor. He says it's Mary. It's Mary and his herblore of the Shire. He said all the same observations that I've made on my own Many journeys south have convinced me that the weed itself is not native to our part of the world, but came northward from the lower Anduin. Whither it was, I suspect, originally brought over the sea by the men of the Westerness. It grows abundantly in Gondor, and there is richer and larger than in the north, where it is never found wild, and flourishes only in warm, sheltered places like Long Bottom. The men of Gondor call it sweet Galenus, and esteem it only for the fragrance of its flowers. From that land it must have been carried up the Greenway during the long centuries between the coming of Elendil and our own days, but even the Dunedain of Gondor allow us this credit. Hobbits first put it into pipes. Not even the wizards first thought of that before we did, though one wizard that I knew took up the art long ago and became as skillful in it as all other things as he put his mind to. So Gandalf was pretty good. You've seen Gandalf blowing that boat. Yeah, he's so big he could ride a horse. That's also mentioned in this chapter in the prologue as well. So I don't know if that is from the Hobbit book or not. But it says Bandabaris took Bullroarer, son of Isumbris III, was 4'5" and able to ride a horse. They seldom now reached 3 feet. Ranging between 2 and 4 feet of our measure. Man, they're really short. 2 feet tall. That's a itty bitty. You found the golf part? Is it in the Hobbit or is it in the prologue? Is it chapter 1? It might be. It might be. Good morning, Garden Issy. Prologue? Let's see. I'm looking through. Tobald Hornblower. That's the first guy growing the true pipeweed. I gotta find it. I don't know why I can't find it. You see that the Tooks, held the office of the Thane. The Thane was the master of the Shire Moot and captain of the Shire Muster, and the Hobbitry in arms. The game of golf was invented at that moment in the Battle of Greenfields when Bull Roller Took knocked over the Goblin King Golf Mimble's head with a wooden club, and it sailed down a rabbit hole some 100 yards away. Must have been a wedge. I don't know enough about golf to know what a wedge does. Let's see. Hmm. Unrelated question: if you could introduce mechanical flight to Middle Earth, would you? And if so, who would you tell first? I've never answered that question. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I could. I guess the first person you tell is Sauron. Just kidding. Probably a wizard. I don't know. Now I'm hell bent on the. I also do enjoy this part here where it says that after the Battle of Greenfield's mention, at the end of that, it's showing that they're able to handle arms. That they shot well with bow, for they were keen-eyed and sure at the mark. Not only with bows and arrows, if any hobbit stooped for a stone, it was well to get quickly under cover. It reminds me of that part in the movies when you see Merry and Pippin chucking rocks at the orcs, knocking them out. What are we looking for right now? I was trying to find the invention, the mention where it invents the invention of the game of golf. You thanks Phantom Pooper for the sub. Gloomweaver. We're just talking about random stuff in the prologue, really. I think the prologue is a good place to start, but it's kind of there's so much information in here. It's kind of hard to discuss it, I guess, because there's no narrative, so we're not talking about like what happened. You know what I mean? It's just kind of it's just a history, really. It's just an ordering of the Shire and stuff. So there's not, I don't know how to there's no narrative of well, what happened? What happened in this chapter? You know, it's interesting. You find the difference between the Fallowhides, the Harfoots, and the Stoors. I do find it interesting to know that the Harfoots had much to do with the dwarves and living in the foothills and mountains. And they're the most numerous of all hobbits. Obviously, it's important to know that the Stoors lingered by the banks of the great river Anduin, because that's, Gollum was a Stoor, right? So you got to know that. Hence why him and Deagle were on boats. I don't know. Skip to chapter 1. Oh, I mean, we could skip to chapter 1, but we can't read chapter 1 on stream. I'll get yelled at. I'll get shut down. Did you see a mini series? Bulroar Took, the inventor of golf. True. By accident. Oops. I still can't find it, though. I do also enjoy how, I said it earlier, but how Merry and Pippin became such little scholars. They became such little scholars after the events, Collections, the Undertowers and the Great Smiles and Brandy Hall. The account of the end of the Third Age is drawn mainly from the West Book of Westmarch, that most important source for history in all of the War of the Ring was so called because it was long preserved at the Untowers, the home of the Fairbanes, Wardens of the Westmarch. It was in origin Bilbo's private diary, which he took with him to Rivendell. Frodo brought it back to the Shire, together with many loose leaves of notes during Shire Reckoning 1420. He nearly filled the pages with its accounts of the war, but annexed it to preserve with it, probably in a single red case, were the 3 large volumes bound in red leather that Bilbo gave to him as a parting gift. To these 4 volumes there was added in Westmarch a 5th containing commentaries, genealogies, and various other matters concerning the Hobbit members of the Fellowship. The most important copy of the Red Book of Westmarch has a different history. It was kept at the Great Smiles, but was written in Gondor at the request of great-grandson of Peregrine. It is an exact copy in all details of the Thane's book in Minas Tirith, and that book was a copy made at the request of King Elisar of the Red Book of the Perianath, and was brought to him by the Thane Peregrine when he retired to Gondor. In the Fourth Age, 64. Except for the Took info? Interesting. Merry and his herb lore. Yeah, we were talking about Merry and his herb lore and how the herb was brought to Minister or brought to Middle Earth from the Numenorians. I also enjoy that like the Matham House mentions at Mitchell Delving. Mitchell Delving, by the way, is a town in the Shire. I used to think Mitchell Delving was the name of. When I first read it, I thought Mitchell Delving was the name of the museum, but it is a town in the Shire. I don't know why I always thought it was the name of the place, but the Matham House at Mitchell Delving is like their antique. It's like an antique mall, like a museum. And I like that Bilbo gets back with his after the Hobbit and takes his raiment of mithril, his mithril coat, and it's just sitting there, just like a whole chainmail hauberk of mithrils just sitting there on display for everybody to see, and that nobody probably cares about it. It might be Michael Delving. I don't know. It could be. I'm not good at the pronunciations of this. Like I learned that I always said Galadrim, but it's Galathrim, I think. Mickle Delving. The golf thing's in the Hobbit. I don't know why I thought it was in the prologue this whole time. Hillbilly. He was trying to censor hillbilly. The herb lore. Let's see. It's chapter 1 of the book? Let's see. Bop. Do I enjoy Star Wars as much as Lord of the Rings? Not even close. I do like it, though. Star Wars is my favorite, though. Or, I mean, it's the Lord of the Rings. But it's all good. It's all fun. It's all fun in games. Let's see. Worth noting that the book describes hobbits as much shorter than they are depicted in the films. Hard to not picture the film while reading, but worth keeping in mind Tolkien's original rhythm as extra small. Yeah, I was just talking about that a little bit ago, Ancient Signals. I was thinking about it because it says between 2 and 4 feet tall. Like 2 feet tall is tiny. I mean, even 3 foot. What is like 3? What I don't remember how tall Merry and Pippin get after they drink the int wash, draught, whatever. But they're like 3'4" or something. Just teeny tiny little hobbits running around. Makes sense though. Also, it's interesting here at the very end of the prologue that you see that Celeborn went to dwell in Rivendell after Elrond had departed and the departure of Galadriel, but there's no record of the day he last sought the Grey Havens, and with him went the last living memory of the elder days of Middle-earth. So does that mean when Celeborn sailed out to go to Valinor, he went with Círdan? Círdan finally decided to leave too? If the last living memory of the elder days, right, then all the elves are officially gone when Celeborn leaves. He's the last one out. Take it easy. Womp, womp to Mao. Das womp to Mao. Did find that golf was invented in 2747 of the Third Age. Yeah. Yeah, like the size of a toddler is, I think, pretty accurate. Chaotic moves. By the end of the story, Mary's 4'6" and Pippin's 4'5". They're tall. They're giants. Yeah, I'm imagining. I mean, was Celeborn there just by himself, just being lonely? Maybe. 2'4" is bananas. Your son was 21 inches when he was born. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, they're 2 feet's only like that big. I don't know. Will just tell him. I don't know. So small, so sneaky. Yeah, it does. It does mention. It does mention that they might be magical, but they ain't study no magic. No, they don't. Let's see. It's right. It's like right at the very beginning, I think. They're shy of the big foe. They're quick of hearing and sharp-eyed, and though they're inclined to be fat and do not hurry unnecessarily, they are nonetheless nimble and deft in their movements. They possess from the first the art of disappearing swiftly and silently, when large folk whom they do not wish to meet come blundering by, and this art they have developed until to men it may seem magical, but hobbits have never, in fact, studied magic of any kind, and their elusiveness is due solely to the professional skill that heredity and practice and a close friendship with the earth have rendered inimitable by bigger and clumsier races. Inimitable. Inimitable. I'm not good at reading. I mean, if you're 2 feet tall, it'd probably be pretty easy to hide. This is a good place to increase your Lord of the Rings knowledge, even though I haven't read the books in 20 years. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, the prologue. And then next week we're gonna do chapter 1. Maybe. Let's see. Chapter 1's 41 pages. Is it? No, it's not 41 pages. 20-some pages. We could probably do 2 chapters at a time, honestly. We'll probably do 2 chapters per week. 1 chapter per week's a little slow. Maybe even 3. What do you guys think? 2 or 3? We go off vibes. Same time next Tuesday? Probably, yeah. 2 chapters? Or 4? 3? Is this my only edition of the book that I own, Moonbright? No, I've got several editions back there. This is my reading copy. The other ones over there are like either kind of old and falling apart, not like this one, because this one's not old or falling apart. It's in really good shape. 3? I doubt most people will actually read anyways. That's why if we only do a chapter or 2 a week, I think more people will read. I think maybe 3 for this next week to get through 3 is company. It's only 50-something pages. And then you end it shortcut to mushrooms. Because otherwise nothing's going to really happen. It's just kind of, we got to kind of get to the business. We might do 3 chapters. Shadow of the Past is a big one. That's true. It's a good one too. Lots to talk about in Shadow of the Past. Oh, thanks for the Prime. Akione. It's 100 pages in your copy. Well, I got this one, the 50th anniversary one that I have. It's got pretty small. It's got pretty small text. So it's a dense one. It's also all 3 books in one book. Just the Fellowship paperback, yeah. That would make sense. You vote 2.5? 2.5? That's crazy. Especially because you can't do 2.5 because then everybody has different page numbers because everybody has different versions. The appendices and all the maps and family trees at the end. Yes. Oh yeah, I got this up. I got this pulled up here. Let's see if I can move it. So that we can look at the paths, right? I don't know if y'all have ever used this map. I put it right in front of my face. But with this, it's really helpful too with the it's the interactive map of Middle Earth. And so it's really helpful with the Silmarillion especially. But see here, paths, you can select members of the Fellowship to see exactly where they went. So if you do Frodo and Sam, the blue line is going to show Frodo and Sam's exact path all the way through to the end, right? And then if you click on Merry, you'll see where Merry went. He's the orange line. You know, it shows them going here. Obviously, Merry's going to separate from Pippin at some point. Pippin's red. So Pippin leaves from Edoras and goes straight down here, right? And you also see Pippin here leaving Minas Tirith again without Merry and then going up to the Black Gate. You can put on Aragorn. Aragorn's all over the place. There you go. See the Path of the Dead, right? Up in here. Boom, boom, boom. It's pretty neat. It's a good website. Legolas and Gimli, you can click on all of them. It gets real confusing. But it's a pretty good little map, pretty good little resource there. I like how Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White have different paths. You can click off all them. Oh, Gandalf the Grey didn't get out of Moria. Oops. Wonder what happened. But then, Gandalf the White picks up from there. Uh-oh. Sometimes it gets bricked up. Places. Yeah. It's a pretty neat map. So we pull that up at certain points. Nude and Lorien? True. At least Gwaihir remembered to grab his sword. Range is going to range. Strider's going to stride. Oh, snap. Yeah, sorry, DC Denny. I'm not meaning to fill this with spoilers. I'm sure nobody in here knows that Gandalf... Gandalf did do a lot in those 5 days when he set off from Edoras and when he arrived at the first light on the 5th day with Erkenbrand. See, I hope there's people in here that have only seen the movies and are getting through the books for the first time. I think that would be fun. So they can see how different the books are versus the movies. What's a pretty new book? This book? I tagged you in a picture in book club. The golf thing is in The Hobbit. Let's see. First full paragraph of The Hobbit. Oh, yep. Let's see. Now I want to find my copy of The Hobbit. Now I'm gonna get my copy of The Hobbit. One hour of golf? What are we gonna do, golf? Is that a stunning Monstera in the background? Yeah, that's my Monstera. It popped off. It's a very happy Monstera. I don't know why I thought that the golf thing was in the book. Uh-oh. I'm all fuzzy. I got this fancy one. I got the fancy version. It's a pretty good version, though. It's got all the illustrated art and stuff. Hello, linkage. Did Tolkien decide the backstory of Gollum before he wrote The Hobbit, or was it an afterthought? Because he didn't describe Gollum so much. Nothing about his height and such before he edited the book. I think so. I believe, and I might not be right, but I think that Tolkien wrote The Hobbit long before he realized that it was a part of the larger story of Middle Earth that he was trying to, develop. So I think, later, that's why in early versions of The Hobbit, it's a different story that it's kind of interesting because Bilbo's story about how he gets the ring is different in the early versions of The Hobbit versus the version that we read in later versions of The Hobbit and in the beginning of Lord of the Rings. So like, it's kind of fun that the actual book is edited kind of like how Bilbo changed his story. Let's see. No, this is not Isolation Man t-shirt. This is from Rogue Print Company. The art's by God's Teeth illustration. You got a message from stream. Time out Trenton with your orb. I don't even think Trent's in here, though. Oh, TMC. Yeah, no, you'll see. If Trent ever gets in here, you'll see why we time him out. Who's your favorite Lord of the Rings character? Mine's Faramir. Faramir's up there. You can't say that without Faramir top 10. It's hard to say. I love all of them for different reasons, to be honest. I still can't find it. I still can't find it. Whatever. I'm gonna read it from Wild Soul's screenshot or picture. Old Took's great granduncle Bullroar, who was so huge for a hobbit that he could ride a horse, he charged in the ranks of the goblins at Mount Graham in the Battle of Greenfields and knocked their king Gulfimble's head clean off with a wooden club. It sailed 100 yards through the air and went down a rabbit hole. And in this way, the battle was won and the game of golf invented at the same moment. Fun. Oh, yo, thanks, Intake. The most OG pony ever. It's true. It's true. Isolation Man makes the best shirts. This is my bookmark, by the way. It's a stare it chart for drill sizes and hole sizes and taps. But yeah. Let's see. Also, I don't know where it is. It might be later in the book, but there's also a story where the hobbits during a frozen winter had to fend off like an army of wolves, basically, but I can't figure out where that is. Either way, the point is, when hobbits need to, you gotta be watch out because they'll mess you up. I always imagine Tolkien wrote that part about inventing golf at the end of a long session of writing. Read a couple of wee drams of scotch and giggled himself as he went off to bed. Yeah, probably. I could see that. After all of the dwarven stuff, I didn't get far enough in. I didn't get far enough through this. Baragond is underrated, especially how he's trying to stop Denethor from killing. Yeah, Baragond is very underrated. I love Baragond. I wish he was in the movies. In the whole part where he's he kills the other members of the guard or whatever, trying to help Faramir when Denethor's going full crazy. Let's see. There, yep, I finally found it. You were right, Wild Soul. I found it. Tolkien was kind of bigoted against Scots. I could see that. A slam. Yeah, no, it's hard to listen to this this soundtrack and not think of like not have the corresponding scenes show up in your head. That's why when I was playing this one, especially this one, like I can't talk about anything that's not Sauron with this part of the song playing. Like it would be impossible for me. It would be impossible. Going back to thoughts on planes in Lord of the Rings. Is the airplane of the war that the real villain? My sentiments are more or less that Frodo would have had if he discovered some hobbit learning to ride Nazgul birds for the liberation of the Shire. Wait, what? All right, let's get out of the intense stuff. So what do you think? What are we missing in the prologue here? Anything? Basically, the hobbits have no idea of their own history, other from before they settled in the Shire as colonists, as the Brelanders call them. That always makes me laugh. You wanted to find something? I didn't even know he said that about airplanes. I think the hobbits were just so, just happy, I guess. Like it really shows that like the Shire is pretty much the most peaceful place to live. Perfect weather, perfect land. What's not to love? You do see, when they're talking about like problems on the border at this time when the story begins, the Bounders, as they were called, had been greatly increased. There were many reports and complaints of strange persons and creatures prowling about the borders or over them. The first sign that all was not quite as it should be, and it always had been except in tales and legends of long ago. Few heeded the sign, and not even Bilbo yet had any notion of what it portended. 60 years had passed since he set out on his memorable journey, and he was old even for hobbits who reached 100 as often as not, but much evidently still remained of the considerable wealth that he'd brought back. How much or how little he revealed to no one, not even to Frodo, his favorite nephew, and he still kept secret the ring that he had found. I do think it's interesting, like a lot of the strange persons and creatures crawling about the borders is probably the Dunedain, because later in the book you'll see that Aragorn and the Dunedain were keeping a guard on the borders of the Shire at the direction of Senor Gandalf. Yeah, it's pretty simple. I mean, there could be other creatures too, right? But I don't know. In a letter to Christopher, I have letters of J.R. Tolkien, but I haven't read all of them. Oh, they're so nosy. I mean, think about where they live. They live in like this like super peaceful, lovely little place. They're gonna be extra nosy. They got nothing else going on. It's like an HOA suburb. Just a bunch of people getting into everyone's business because there's nothing going on. If you were a hobbit, where would you want to live? And what craft would you pursue? I probably would end up, like I said earlier, fixing wagons. Be like a wagon mechanic in one of the farthings. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I'd be like a wagon mechanic in the West Farthing. We'll do that. We'll do wagon mechanic West Farthing. I'd live in Weymouth. The Wagoneer. Your neighbor's a hobbit. See, exactly. And what's a Arrondies? Freaking Sharky. Can you imagine hobbits on Twitter? Hobbit HOA. They had that. That's like what they were in. Ship mechanic for the ships on the Brandywine. I don't like water though, so I guess I would make a good hobbit because I would not be a store. I do not like. I'm not a fan of of water. I like things that fly and things that are on the ground. I don't like things that swim. Yeah, I wonder how picky they were about the HOA rules, the bylaws or whatever. Get a knock on the door from the sheriffs. Yeah, I couldn't go on a cruise either. No way. I'm not getting on a boat. I'm not. If I get on a boat, I'm not gonna go far enough out that I can't see the coastline. You're crazy. I've never read. Well, I think I read the first 3 books of A Song of Ice and Fire, but I couldn't get into them enough to finish. Frodo, yeah, Frodo did have a garden. It's got to be strict. Okay. Here's one just to gather your theories on it. To the last battle of Fornos with the Witch Lord of Angmar, they sent some bowmen to the aid of the king, or so they maintained, though no tales of men recorded it. But in that war, the North Kingdom ended, and then the Hobbits took the land for their own. Do you think that the Hobbits actually sent bowmen to the aid to defeat the Witch King, or do you think they didn't? I think that's just made up Hobbit stuff. All right, see you, Gloomweaver. Sleep good. The bowman got lost on the way there and took a nap, probably. Like a bowman, a hobbit bowman, how small would their bows be and how small would their arrows be? If they're like 2'5", their bow would only be like this big. The arrow would be like that big. It'd be like getting hit with a thorn. Itty bitty bows. Let's see. Like when Gizmo made a bow out of a paperclip. Yeah, exactly. I've never seen Gremlin 2, but I picture it being like that big of a bow. That's what I'm saying. They need crossbows. They need hobbit crossbows so they can launch darts, bolts. I've never seen Gremlins. No, I haven't. Maybe one day. That's true, Will. That's true. That's a good point. I've never seen anything. We've been over this a billion times when I stream. I've never seen like any movies. Has anyone played Middle Earth: Shadow of War? I've played a little bit of it, of those games. I never got too far into them because I always die and I get frustrated. Yeah, like if you think 2 feet, between 2 and 4 feet tall, like how small they really are, it's kind of crazy to think about. Like the Hobbit hole must be tiny, like so small that I don't even see how Gandalf could fit. Hmm. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Baggin was like the biggest. It's true. It's true. Bilbo maybe just did have a big one. I feel like the dwarves could probably fit. Yeah, that's good. That maybe it's not that important to really think about because it's a story. It's a story. I'm trying to see. It's a true story. We live in the fourth age. I thought we would be like in the seventh age by now. Billboard Baggins. Time goes slow. Okay. Industrial Revolution. Tolkien's favorite thing. I don't know. I think do you think that we I'm thinking I'm thinking after this we read A Long Expected Party in book 1. Shadow of the Past. Shadow of the Past is a good chapter. A lot going on there. And then we're going to read Three's Company. It's going to be a 3-chapter one for next week. And that's where we're really going to take off, whatever. Because we get to some cool stuff, and the story actually really gets started. Because if we stop at Shadow of the Past, like nothing's really going to happen. But at least if we get to Three's Company, you get the journey begins there. You know, they actually leave. So we're gonna do that for next week. 3 chapters. Can we do that? Think 3 chapters is doable? Can we do 3 chapters or stop it at 2? What do you think? I'll be here, and I got some notes. I'm gonna have some notes. I already know some really fun facts and callbacks to the Silmarillion in the first 3 chapters that are great, that are fun. Those are my favorite parts of the book. You know, like you don't see much. There's some mention of the Elder Days, but not really. Like it's like we have the summation of the Hobbit. We all understand how Bilbo got the ring. Because there's going to be some weeks that I'll do less chapters. Like 1 week, probably just mini meetings in Council of Elrond. Because Council of Elrond is probably the most dense chapter in the entire book. Then it kind of calms down a little bit. I'm thinking. Like that week probably be a 2-chapter week, right? But then I think we can get through Three's Company. Shadow of the Past is pretty juicy, but yeah, that's the plan for next week, and it'll be a more cohesive conversation because there's actually narrative to disciple. Yeah, I'll make a post in the Discord. Yeah, it'll probably be same time. Let me see. Let me look at my calendar. Let me check the calendar. Oh, this Sunday. Okay. Yeah. I don't see why not on the 14th probably. Or maybe the 13th, but either way, yeah, either 13th or 14th. It's only like 80. It's not that many pages. But I think going through the first three chapters between now and a week to read 3 chapters, we can do that, right? Does Treebeard show up in the first book? No, he does not. There are mentions of imps in the first book, though. I like the chapters with Tommy B too. They're some of my favorite in the whole book. So there's going to be a big. I mean, I'm excited to get to Tom Bombadil. Do the Intwives show up ever? I don't. I don't know if I. Do you want me to spoil everything? They're mentioned. They're mentioned in the book, but they never. They lost them. They lost them. I think Sauron killed all the Intwives. Just saying. Tommy dropped the Bombadil is the goat. I mean, it's true. Is there a set schedule for this? I've never read Lord of the Rings. I kind of want to follow along. I think that we're going to hit. We're the set schedule is going to be set week to week. Because yeah, this is just kind of like the first little thing, and like I said, the prologues. There's a lot of cool information in it, but it's really not that. It's really not that. There's not a lot of narrative to dissect, you know. So I think every week basically we'll be like, okay, well, three chapters was too much, 2 chapters is too little. So the schedule is going to get. Sorry, I can't talk right now. The schedule is going to get set. Like after this week, next week we'll talk about the first 3 chapters, go over what happened, right, and then yeah, I think yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll decide next week like if 3 chapters was too many or what, and go through some of this stuff. That's the plan. Because I was originally going to do, yeah, we'll go through the appendices, yeah, for sure. But we can't go through the appendices until we get through the book. But we might, there's things that we can look up in the appendices while we discuss each chapter, because there's things that you can read about in them, that will help dissect some of the stuff that's going on. I do think it's interesting. I like it. I just opened up Appendix F, and I'm going to read this from Appendix F of Hobbits. Hobbits of the Shire and of Bree had at this time for probably 1,000 years adopted the common speech, which in the prologue you see is called Westron, right? It says they used it for their own manner freely and carelessly, though the more learned among them had still at their command a more formal language when occasion required. There is no record of any language peculiar to hobbits. In ancient times, they used to have used the languages of men near whom or among whom they lived. Thus, they quickly adopted the common speech after they entered Eriador. And by the time their settlement at Bree, they had already begun to forget their former tongue. This was evidently a mannish language of the Upper Anduin, akin to that of the Rohirrim, though the southern Stewars appear to have adopted a language related to the Dunlandish before they came north to the Shire. Of these things, in the time of Frodo, there were still some traces left in local words and names, many of which were closely resembled those found in Dale or in Rohan. Most notable were the names of days, months, and seasons. Several other words of the same sort, such as Matham and Smile, were also still in common use, and while more were preserved in the place names of Bree and in the Shire, the personal names of hobbits were also peculiar, and many had come down from ancient days. Hobbit was the name usually applied to the Shire folk, to all their kind, and men called them halflings, and the Elvish Perinath. The origin of the word Hobbit was by most forgotten. It seems, however, to have been at first a name given to the Harfoots by the Fallowhides and Stores. and to be a worn-down form of the word preserved more fully in Roham, Holbilta, whole builder. That's a fun little info. Holbilta. Holbilta? Holbitla. Hobitla. I don't know. Yeah, it is cool. They got like, there's like lots of little like interesting little things there. You know what I mean? Oh man, keep it secret, keep it safe. This song's intense. Too intense for me. Let's see if there's anything else. You can look at the family trees in the back of the book too in the appendix, but if you're into that kind of thing, see if there's any more good there's there's a lot of crazy stuff in here about this, because if you didn't know, like, Tolkien wrote this book meaning to be a translation. And so like this is translated from in like the in canon, like this is translated from Westron into English. And that's why hobbits have like the actual their true names are different than the names in the than what we use, right? So Frodo's true name is, I can't remember what Frodo's name is. I don't know if it's in here or not. Let's see. Mara Labingi. That's right. That's right, Dunrick. Mara Labingi. I don't know where that is. I don't know if it's in the appendix or not. Let's see. It probably is because I'm in Appendix F. It's crazy. He was on a different level. Let's see. But then sometimes you'll see like the different words used. Like I believe in the prologue, Westron names were a rule of translation of older names, as Rivendell, Horwell, Silverlode, Langstrand, the enemy, Dark Tower. Some differed in meaning, as Mount Doom for Orodruin, meaning burning mountain, or Mirkwood for Tauri Nindelinos, forest of great fear. A few were alterations of Elvish names, as Lune and Brandywine, derived from Lune and Baranduin. Because sometimes you'll see the Brandywine River being referred to as the Baranduin when you're reading the book, and so you got to it can be confusing because a river like the Brandywine will have two names, but they're referring to the same river. But I can't find where it is. Does this mean I can't get annoyed at the French translation for Francofying the names from the English? I don't know. I guess you can not get. I guess you can't. I don't know. Get mad at whatever you want, really. Let's see. I want to see if I can find that translation of the name. Kalamack. Yeah, it's crazy about all of this. Like the all of the translations and the different names at the back of the book. It's just like what? So I guess at the end, let's see. There's Gamgee. Where's Moralabingi at? It's in there somewhere, but it's whatever. It's crazy. It's crazy. Weekly. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun when we really start getting into it. Right now, it's just kind of like I said yesterday when I was talking about it. We're gonna be hitting just the prologue because I don't know what I'm doing, and I've never done this before. So next week when we get into the actual narrative of the story, I think it'll be a lot more fun. It's the best thing that happened this month. Well, thanks, Pierogi. I'm glad you're here. When next week? Probably next Wednesday. We'll probably do next Wednesday. Wednesday around 11ish. I don't see why not. Wait, why are we talking about Descendants of Elros? My biggest issue with the translation of names is that you don't typically do that with names. Like over time, many get, but don't. Yeah, I guess he kind of. You got to read the whole thing, the whole, like the whole appendix, and it. To me, it's too much for my simple brain, but it just I think it adds like a fun little depth to the story itself. You know. The appendixes are great too. I want to see. I might be wrong, but I believe they were relation to blood, not adoption. Change. What are we talking about? We're talking about Aragorn and his descendant of Elros. Aragorn, yeah, he is a descendant of Elros, right? But there's a point in Numenor. I'd have to read it. I'd have to find it, but where because Aragorn is a direct descendant of Elendil, and there was a point where Elendil and the royal line of Numenor splits, and Elendil's line goes and becomes the Lord of Andúnië on the like northwestern shores of Numenor. And so they're no longer the kings of Numenor, but they are still lords within Numenorian society. And they're the faithful, right? And they're the ones that leave, and they establish the kingdoms of Gondor and Arnor. But they kind of there is a break off from the line of Elros, but they are still loosely directly descended from it. Which means that Aragorn and Arwen are cousins. Right? Yeah, you can draw a line back up. Yeah. So they're technically cousins. But it's a really long line. And then brother, yeah, yeah. He didn't go full. He didn't go full George R. Martin. Yeah. Well, Arwen's line is like one. You know what I mean? It's like her dad, Elros, Elrond, Elros, Arwen. There's really just one. Aragorn's just like pop, 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 pop. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever be on the Colbert show. It'd be fun though. He could have me go on and talk about airplanes and only airplanes and nothing but airplanes. I don't see why not. I, I'm I'm not selling myself short. I'm just saying. I gotta. I'll send him an email. I'll send him an email. But yeah, do we all understand the ordering of the Shire? Does everybody understand where hobbits are coming from and how they're, what we're thinking? We all know how Bilbo got the ring. We know that the Shire, that the hobbits used to be wandering and all this stuff, but they don't have like a written history really. They just kind of love their genealogy and hanging out. It is also worth noting, I think, that where are we're at the end of the Third Age, right? When the book starts. I'm trying to figure out what year it is in the Third Age because I don't remember. Like 2000 something? No, 3000 something. 3040. Let me get the let me get the let me get the timeline out. Okay, here we are. Here's the timeline. Let's see. So 3018 is the year. I do have a theory about uh, Tom Bombadil. Uh, Vacond, Kisvacond. We're not reading. Well, we are going to be reading, but not on stream because if I just read the book on stream, I'll get DMCA'd or something, or my channel will get taken down. But the year is 3018 of the Third Age when Frodo leaves the Shire. And so let's just say 3000, roughly 3000, because the Shire was settled in the year 1600, I believe. Let's go back to that. And so the hobbits have been living in the Shire for what, 1400 years at the point of the Hobbit starting, or the book starting, roughly 1400 years. And so there's a lot that happens in the Third Age, even before this, right? You have a lot going on. But the Shire and the Hobbits have been living there for quite a long time, 1400 years. For it was in, right here, yeah. About this time, legend among the hobbits first becomes history with the reckoning of years. For it was in 1601st year of the Third Age that the Fallowhide brothers, Marcho and Blanco, set out from Bree, and having obtained permission from the High King at Fornost. This is before Fornost and the northern kingdoms were destroyed by the Witch King of Angmar, right? and they crossed the Brown River Baranduin with a great following of hobbits. And so the Brown River Baranduin, as we discussed earlier, is a translation of Brandywine. So it's the Brandywine River that they crossed. They passed over the bridge of stone bows that had been built in the days of the power of the North Kingdom, and they took all the land beyond to dwell in, between the river and the far downs. All that was demanded of them was that they should keep the great bridge in repair, and all other bridges and roads speed the king's messengers, and acknowledge his lordship. As the records of Gondor relate, that was King Argaleb II, the 20th of the northern line, which came to an end with Arvindui 300 years later. And it is funny that even after the kings of the northern kingdoms, fell, they maintained the rules, as they called it, and the laws of the king. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so after this, read the first 3 chapters. That's the plan. Three's Company, Shadow of the Past, and Long Expected Party. Finished the book a couple months ago, down to reread. I mean, you don't have to reread, but you could just sift through the first 3 chapters or whatever, find the parts that you like or whatever. This time you're reading it in English instead of German. Okay. I don't know how to speak German, so I wouldn't know. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah. So, Kiss Vakand. What about Tom Bombadil? Do I have a theory about him? If you're still in here. I've said it before. I'll say it again, though. My theory about Tom Bombadil is we know everything we need to know about Tom Bombadil is that he has a bright blue jacket, his boots are yellow, and he's a married fellow. That's all you need to know. There's nothing else. Bright blue jacket, yellow boots, married fellow. What more do you need? What more do we need to know? Yeah, write that down. He's a married fellow. Oh, are they on Spotify? I know what you're talking about. I didn't know they were on Spotify. Let's see how it plays. Oh yeah. Relaxing Shire music to chill/study to. I'm sorry that I honestly don't really I don't really theorize too much about Tom Bombadil because I love that we don't know. I think that not knowing makes Tom Bombadil more exciting. He's a random, just kind of just like a random thing. Like he's an anomaly, and I like it. I like that he's just there. We don't need to know. Anna Fuenza, just tuning in, so apologize if you've already mentioned, but how often is this book club or is there a schedule for streams? Okay, so yeah, this is the first day. And so we haven't hit it too hard because I just wanted to get through the prologue and talk about kind of like the beginnings of the Shire and a little bit about the Hobbits and everything. And it's going to be weekly. We're going to do 3 chapters this week. So the first 3 chapters of book 1. So a long awaited party or whatever. Shadow of the Past and Three's Company. And then on next Wednesday, around 11 o'clock, I'll probably be 6 minutes late again. We will discuss the first 3 chapters of the book and what happened and all that stuff. Read some favorite little things. Yeah, there's a Discord too. There's a book club channel. So I'll be posting the weekly time and schedule there because when my kids get out of school over the summer. I'm still planning on doing it, but the time is just going to have to be a little bit different. Because I can't sit around and talk about books while my kids are on the couch playing Fortnite, probably fighting with each other. Because if I try to do something like this while my kids are home, they're going to just end up fighting. Which time zone is the 11 a.m.? Oh, yeah, sorry, 11 a.m. Central Time. For at least for the next 2 weeks, it'll be 11 a.m. Central Time on Wednesdays. That could change. That could change. What's the word I'm trying to say? Oh yeah, that's going to change in the summer, but for now, the next 2 weeks will be 11 a.m. Central. We'll probably go through the first 6 chapters, and then I'll try to figure out a different time. But yeah, if you join the Discord, I'll post updates there, and I'll post updates that I'm doing it on my Instagram and on TikTok and on Threads, and I guess Blue Sky because I forget about that one though. But that's the plan. No one could hear my son's Fortnite comms and think he's yeah, that's what I'm saying. They get heated. They get so into it. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? We'll dive more into Tom Bombadil too when we got a few chapters with old Tommy B. So I mean, he's in a good amount, you know. There's the Old Forest, there's the House of Tom Bombadil, there's the Barrow Downs, and then also some of my favorite parts about Tom Bombadil are during his brief mentions in the Council of Elrond. I love that they bring up Tom Bombadil and Elrond is like, wait, that old crazy dude? I know him. I've met that guy. He's crazy. He's nuts. Listening to Andy Serkis's version of the prologue in first 3 chapters is over 4 hours. Really? Well, we did the prologue today, but you got 4 hours between now and we got 7 days to get through those 4 hours, right? I think that seems reasonable. I mean, we can do 2 chapters. I just feel like if we do 1 or 2 chapters a week, it's just going to take forever to get through the books. Because then when we're done with the book, we'll probably do 1 or 2 streams talking about the appendix. Make sure everybody has a good understanding of what happened in this. And then it's Silmarillion time. Because the Silmarillion is going to take a lot. It's going to be a lot more. I feel like the Silmarillion there's a lot more to dissect and a lot more to talk about in the Silmarillion than in the Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is it's a great story. It's pretty simply written, you know. But the Silmarillion is a lot more dense. That one we will do 1 chapter at a time. There's not that many chapters, but there's just a lot of info in them. Let me find it. Oh, yo, thanks, Alaska. Thanks for the sub. This bad boy right here. And I'm going to be talking about, I plan on talking about, yeah, we're going to do the Silmarillion after Lord of the Rings. Because I feel like Lord of the Rings gives you, when this is fresh in your head, it's a lot easier to take the Silmarillion and relate it to, I think it makes reading the Silmarillion a lot more digestible, right? Because you have a good thing. I've always thought that if Tommy B was Eru Ilúvatar, I wouldn't be mad. I've heard somebody say, I think this is me parroting somebody that I read before, but like if Ungoliant, because Ungoliant, It's interesting to me because everybody always wants to talk about the origin of Tom Bombadil because he's so just random. But Ungoliant's random too, right? And so like if Ungoliant is the result of like darkness and shadow, then maybe Tom Bombadil's the result of just like joy and wonder. I don't know. Favorite Hobbit? Sam. I'm a Samwise favorite Hobbit guy. But let's see. The Silmarillion, it really isn't that many chapters, you know? It's only, I don't know how many chapters the Silmarillion is, but it's not that many. Okay, I guess it's 24 chapters. Dang. But they're good chapters. They're just really dense chapters. And some of them aren't that long. Like it's only a 300 like my soft or my paperback copy is only like 300 something pages. I mean, even this book is only, the illustrated version here that I have is only 336 pages. 357. 358. 358 pages. It's just a really dense couple pages. You don't need to buy it now. We got time before we get to the film. So some of the chapters are only like, some of the chapters are only a couple pages, but they're just a really, really dense couple pages. We will be able to rewatch streams if we can't join live. Yeah, that's why I have the chat pulled up here, so that when I upload this, I'm going to upload the VODs to YouTube, and that way you can see the chat going while it's on YouTube, so that it's not just me talking without the chat on screen. Because I think having the chat makes sense. And then I like I was saying yesterday, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do it, but I think it'd be fun to set up the stream a little bit differently, so that I can bring people on for like Discord video calls and stuff, and have like a conversation with people on stream as well. There's not a command for socials yet. Okay, I can make a command for socials. Yeah, that like the Ainulindale and Valaquinta will be together. And honestly, one of my hottest takes that I'm probably not going to spend too much time on when going through the Silmarillion is the beginning. I think the beginning of Silmarillion is so boring to me. Like it's not my favorite. Don't get mad at me for saying that, but like the beginning of days, Aule Yavanna, to me, like chapter 5 or 6, when you get to of Feanor and the Unchaining of Melkor, that's when it starts getting good. The Darkening of Valinor, great. After that, and you get to like the sun and the moon, and especially when you start getting to the battles, and you get like, that's when it gets good. But those first few chapters, it's just kind of like, yeah. I know some people love it, but thanks Anna Finza for the sub. So that's what's up. What's up, Taro? We just talked about the prologue of Lord of the Rings today. So this is a soft launch. This is a soft launch, and talking about the plans next week. For the next 7 days, the reading assignment is the first 3 chapters. So Long Awaited Party, Shadow of the Past, and Three's Company. Those are the 3 chapters we're going to be discussing next week. Your English is great, Yoshi. It's fine. Oh, I see what you're saying. Not good enough to read it in English. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. You type great, though. I would have never thought you were German. Yeah, if you don't read, you can't go play outside. That's true. This copy is a good copy. I haven't actually read this one because I like to keep my fancy hardbound ones fancy. I've got a destroyed paperback somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. This one's my main. This is my main squeeze. Oh yeah, you can check it out from the library too. And all the audiobooks are on Spotify right now too, so you can listen to the Andy Serkis on Spotify. Yeah, this is my destroyed one that I've written through. Um, but then yeah, like I said earlier, especially with the Silmarillion, because when I first tried to read the Silmarillion, I didn't even realize that Beleriand and like the whole map of the world had sunk. So I was staring at this map of Beleriand and I was trying to figure out where it was in relation to like the events that I was familiar with in Lord of the Rings. And so it was confusing to me because I didn't realize that the entire landmass that I was looking at was no longer there. And there's a lot of mentions of places and geography in the Silmarillion that I think makes it a lot easier to understand. And so that's where this is going to really come in handy. Because let me pull it up here on this interactive map of Beleriand. We can actually get a good idea of what they're talking about and where they're talking about. You know, so you can zoom in on it. You can find Gondolin. You can find Doriath. You go over here to Assyrian, Tolgalen down here. This is where Beren and Luthien end up retiring to. You know, I think Tar Im Duniath, I think that's where Aeol lives or something. I think that's the forest he lives in. It might be a different forest. I honestly don't know. It's been a minute. There's Vinyamar. Now, see, this whole landmass, for those that are unfamiliar, this whole landmass is to the west of Middle Earth, right? So these mountains here, I think like right around here is where everything from here over sinks. This is all underwater by the time of Lord of the Rings. I think one of these becomes the Gulf of wherever Círdan ends up hanging out, somewhere over here. But yeah, all this gets gone. It's all gone. I wonder if there's a map of it attached to Middle Earth somewhere. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, there you go. This is a good way of seeing it. We'll make it even bigger. Can I zoom in on it? So, this is not working well. But anyways, you can see here, this is the Shire right there in the middle, basically. So we're all familiar with this. And all of this is what sinks underground. Or under the ocean after the War of Wrath. But pretty much all of the events of the Silmarillion take place here. So maybe that would work. Yo, Phoebe Witty. Thanks for the raid. Welcome, everybody. We're talking about Lord of the Rings. We're just talking about, the plan. We're doing a book club. And we're talking about the plans for said book club, basically. Phoebe's doing a Lord of the Rings movie night and watch party in her Discord in a few minutes. Oh, nice. We're talking about Lord of the Rings. We're starting a weekly read through of the Lord of the Rings. Um, Next week we're starting with the first 3 chapters. We're going to be reading Long Expected Party, Shadow of the Past, and 3 is Company. And we are going to be discussing those 3 chapters on stream next Wednesday around this time as well. So if you want to join along with the read through, you're more than welcome to come through. What's your favorite chapter from the first book? From Fellowship of the Ring, Council of Elrond is my favorite chapter. Council of Elrond is my favorite chapter. There's so much information in that. Is there a story behind your Twitch name, Airplane Facts with Max? Yeah. My name on TikTok and Instagram is Airplane Facts with Max, and I make videos where I compare airplanes to the Lord of the Rings. So I do a I'll talk. I don't know how to explain the videos that I make, but yeah, I do facts about planes and Lord of the Rings. You can find them on there if that is something that interests you. But you think airplanes are more reliable in forms of transport than giant eagles? I think that airplanes might be able to fly a little bit faster than giant eagles like Guy but I don't know if they're more reliable because if Gandalf was going to send something like a Cessna Caravan into Mount Doom to be able to pick up Frodo and Sam from the slopes of Arajwin after they destroyed the ring, there's a chance that maybe it breaks down or can't find a suitable landing strip on the plateau of Gorgoroth. And so you might want to rely on the Eagles a little bit more because they're going to be able to get in there and they're not going to break down. They might just get hungry. Spoiler, sorry. Yeah, this is if you don't know anything about Lord of the Rings, this is maybe not the best Twitch channel to be watching because I operate a very spoiler heavy environment. Most people in my community are pretty well versed in the Lord of the Rings. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry if somebody got a spoiler from that. That might not be what happens. Who's to say? Random click of the day. Your Insta stuff's pretty great. Facts about planes that flow right into Lord of the Rings. Thanks, Fox. Foxy guy. A spoiler heavy and fire. Yeah, we like to live our life a quarter mile at a time. Giant pixels. How would a plane made of mithril work? Well, honestly, probably pretty good, right? Because mithril is described as being light as a feather, at least the hauberk that Frodo is wearing. And so, whoa, thanks for the 5 gifted, Screws. Have I read Unfinished Tales? I have, Yoshi. So if mithril's light as a feather, I feel like it's going to have a great strength to weight ratio, like aluminum. I don't know if it has the same like expansion coefficient. So I do think that out of all the metals in Lord of the Rings, mithril would be potentially an option for parts of the aircraft. The Danish editions of the Lord of the Rings with the Queen art. Oh, those are some of the best covers. Can eagle blood melt steel beams? I doubt it. I don't think it's known as being that hot, Screws. I've never heard of eagle blood as being described as hot. Giant Pixels asks what airplane is like Gandalf. Probably one that's old and wise, maybe like a DC-3 could be. Maybe like DC-3. Can Balrog blood though? Maybe. Do Balrogs bleed? Do Balrogs bleed? I don't know if there's any mention of Balrog blood. They use them for the new folio ones. You're talking about those are the covers with like the weird little cover with Bilbo on it. Now I'm gonna pull that one up because it's such a funny little cover. The Danish edition of The Hobbit is the one that I think I'm thinking of. I don't know what the covers for Lord of the Rings. Danish is Dutch, right? It's this cover here. Tell me that's not like the best cover you've ever seen, right? That's like the best book cover. Dutch is from I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Now everybody's gonna make fun of me for thinking Danish and Dutch is the same thing. That's embarrassing. An understandable mix-up. I'm sorry. Now I'm embarrassed. Danish is Denmark. What's the Danish cover look like? Asking, yeah. I'm much better off answering questions about Middle Earth geography than actual Earth geography. I'm showing my ignorance. Let's see. Danish people speak Danish. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, these are really cool covers too. This is on Reddit, and they said recently found this Danish paperback version of Lord of the Rings. So is this Danish? I'm here to learn. The art by the Danish Queen for the Danish version. I think I know which one you're talking about. This isn't it, is it? These are really cool covers, though. I like this one here for Return of the King. With you can see the Corsairs of Umbar, right? The ships that were over. Sorry, I don't want to give spoilers. Those are really neat, though. I like this ring wraith here. I'm guessing that's a ring wraith. Oh, yo, thanks. Thanks for the sub, Dizzy. Those are really neat. Let's see. I know which one you're talking about. I can't picture it in my head. Link shared earlier in chat. Let me see. Let's see. I can't find it. Ingehild Grathmer version? Okay. Lord of the Rings. I'm typing it. I guess all of these are part of it. I can't figure out how to make like my face and browsing on the internet comfortable. I got to set up a new version of it. Those are really cool illustrations, though. "50 Years of Regency." Her illustrations of Lord of the Rings. She sent these to Tolkien in a letter under the pseudonym of Ingehild Grathmer, and they were later published in the 1977 edition. Are those supposed to be the ring wraiths? Because that's really neat. Maybe? I don't know. It's cool though. I really like that style. Did it? Oh yeah, Nine Kings of Old right there. The Nazgul. The Return of the King. Six original illustrations sent to Tolkien. The Ring Goes South. Lothlorien. The Bridge of Khazad-dûm. I like that. Journey in the Dark. Look at the eye. That's pretty sick. Crazy to think she could do all this without having seen the movies. Yeah. I've always really admired people that are able to like take a just a book or whatever and get through the and come up with their own images of what they how they interpret it, you know? I mean, that one's really neat. I'm guessing the evil army. I'm guessing that is the orcs leaving Minas Morgul because you have the eye painted on the shields. So that's probably Minas Morgul right there. I would think the evil army issuing out. The Fellowship travels. Obviously Gandalf. Minas Morgul. I love the spooky castle back there. Yeah, I wish I had that skill too, Pixels. I do not possess that ability. There's Eowyn standing against the fell beast and the witch king. The Fellowship in Moria. The Mirror of Galadriel. See, that's cool. I like that it's so big. I never pictured it as being that large. Smaug on his hoarded gold in Erebor. Another landscape. This is cool. I want this. I want this collection. Neat. That's neat. You get the Neuralink. You can export your thoughts to a PDF. I'm good. Let's see. That's not how you do it. How do you do it? Slash shout out. I'm so good at streaming, everybody. You don't even know. I'm the best streamer. I did it. Thanks again for that raid. I appreciate it. I did it. I did it. Pro streamer, guys. Proest streamer. Yeah. But let's see. It's 118. Oh no, not Gandalf's Fall 2. Lord of the Rings lo-fi track. Now I'm sad. I did it. I did it. Yo, purple vitamin. Okay. Let's see. So we all understand next Wednesday, first 3 chapters, right? We're good with that. As an aircraft mechanic, would you say Boeing is issues have been overblown in the media? Screws. I'm not saying that they're overblown. I don't work for Boeing, so I can't speak on behalf of somebody. I'm not intimately familiar with Boeing's ongoing problems. But I do think that anytime there's aviation in the news, like a big story, little things that normally wouldn't be picked up by the news gets really picked up and shared and becomes like a sensation. So they'll take things that aren't, I don't, in my professional opinion, newsworthy, and they will become news stories. Like, for instance, there was a news story just last week about a cabin ceiling panel that fell down in flight. And those ceiling panels are just, they're little thin pieces of composite. They don't really do anything other than make the cabin look nice. And they're held on with these little clips. And I'm assuming it was on a Delta flight, and I'm assuming those little clips, one of them broke or something, and then the panel fell down, which is like just normal wear and tear in a car cabin. So like that's going to happen, you know. And so I think that normally might not make the news, but because aviation's heavy in the news cycle right now for legitimate reasons, something like that gets kind of overblown and overhyped. I don't know why the chat stopped showing up in the box. Why did the chat stop showing up? Just tuning in, came for Lord of the Rings discussion. I'm witnessing this guy learn to stream. I love it. Yeah, no, I have no idea. Learn to stream. I'm more like teaching people how to stream because I'm the best streamer on the platform and totally understand how all of it works. Okay, that makes sense. I can't tell when stuff gets bricked up, you know what I mean? But that's what I mean when I say that. But so there's certain things that are in the news, like, yeah, that makes sense. That's in the news. There's other things that you see and like, this is kind of that's crazy, you know? When you were doing your Star Wars Day video, what were you actively working on in that plane? Okay, so T James, that was an old video. I reposted that one because I'm a hack. I made that video 2 years ago, so I don't even remember what I was doing that night. But the cabin of the aircraft is just totally gutted during the checks that I do in general, so it always looks like that in the plane. With people inside, that doesn't sound great. Yeah, it's not great. You don't want you don't want any of the handles or anything breaking off. But, you know, like the interior of the plane, the cabin, because weight is so important for aircraft, it's usually really thin, kind of brittle composite materials that makes up most of the sidewall panels and cabin structure and everything like that, because it's just there to cover the actual airplane. So when that kind of stuff, you see that stuff like loose or broken in videos or on the news or whatever, it's usually just kind of it's really not news, and it's not anything that would in any way jeopardize the safety of a flight. You just read the Silmarillion and the Hobbit over again the last 2 months, and I'm primed and ready for the trilogy. Perfect purple vitamin. And then when we're done with the trilogy, we are going to be reading through the Silmarillion together. I can't decide if I want to read through the Hobbit or not. Maybe we'll do the Hobbit as dessert because it's such an easily digestible view. Can we get a shirt view? That's my Hobbit Hunter shirt. It's from Rogue Print Company on Instagram. The illustration was by God's Teeth Illustration. Hobbit is afternoon tea. I'm going to start reading Lord of the Rings now until next week. All right, Yoshi. I'll be streaming also in between, you know what I mean, playing some WoW like I normally do, but we're definitely going to be always talking about Lord of the Rings. So we're always talking about Lord of the Rings and airplanes. And sometimes other things. So next Wednesday, what time? Probably around 11 a.m. Central Time. We'll do the discussion on the first 3 chapters. Need that max healer arc in WoW? I could get on and heal a dungeon in WoW right now. I could do that right now. Unusual join activity? Why is there unusual activity report in Discord saying that is it just because there's a lot of people that joined it at one moment, so they think I'm getting like brigaded on Discord or something? I'm wearing my Witch King costume to the Ren Fair this weekend. Nice. I went to the Ren Fair last weekend and I don't have a full costume. I just have a uh, like a cloak. I have a cloak from Felon Fair. I see. Okay. Yeah, none of my friends dress up for the Ren Fair either. But next year, I think we made a pact. We're gonna dress up. So I'm gonna start working on my costume for next year's Ren Fair because I want it to look movie quality. You know what I mean? I want it to look accurate. No, no, yeah, no. Nobody said anything funny while it's gone. Yeah, I did bring my cloak this year, but I only wore the cloak for a little bit because it started getting in the way, and I was constantly like helping my kids, and grabbing things for them and holding stuff for them. So the cloak it was too much. What are you going as Frodo? I would not go as Frodo Bluefish because I would like to wear shoes. I want to wear shoes to the Ren Fair. Um, if it's the Ren Fair you're thinking of, I miss it. It was the Ren Fair in Muskogee, Oklahoma. Muskogee, Oklahoma Castle is the Ren Fair that I usually go to. I might go a second time later this year. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm not going to go as a hobbit because if I go as a hobbit, I can't wear shoes, and I'm not going to wear fake feet to be a hobbit. If I'm dressing as a hobbit, I'm committing to the bit. I'll wear fake hair on my feet because my feet aren't that hairy, but I ain't going to wear shoes. There's no way, no shot. The Colorado one's really good. I went to the Colorado one a bunch when I was a kid. Yeah, the one in Larkspur, the Colorado Ren Fair is awesome. It's a really good one. Honestly, the one in Muskogee in Oklahoma is actually really really awesome. When I first moved here, I didn't think it was going to be very good. I figured, Ren Fair in Oklahoma probably not going to be that crazy. And then showed up and it was like, whoa. Did you go to the one in southern Wisconsin? No, I've never been to Wisconsin. I've only been to two Ren fairs in my life, and it's the one in Larkspur, Colorado, that I went to all the time, and then the one here in Oklahoma. But I've heard, is that the Ren Fair documentary, Pierogi, the one about like the Ren Fair in Austin or something, where they're like trying to like overthrow the king or something? Somebody was telling me about it, and it sounds super entertaining. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've not seen it, but they were talking. Some people were talking about it at the Ren Fair this last weekend, and it sounded wild. Is it good? It's reality, right? It's like a reality show based on like the Austin, Texas Ren Fair. Introducing airplanes to Renaissance fairs. Yeah, I'm gonna show up like a traveling merchant peddling my wares, saying, "The miracle of flight is upon ye. The miracle of flight is upon ye. Fly, you fools! Fly!" Ren Fair. I wish I could watch that on stream. That'd be a quick way to get my stream taken down, wouldn't it? Be a quick way to get my stream taken down. All right. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. The Ren fairs in Florida are mid for me, part due to the atmosphere. If it's all tents and very little buildings, it doesn't do it for me. Yeah, I'm with you. That's why I like the one in Oklahoma so much because it's a fully built up Ren fairground. They have the thing like that. Cthulhu, yes, the recording will be available to watch later. I will make sure that I upload this to YouTube, but I'll make sure I upload all of these to YouTube. But you didn't miss much. It's just a prologue. We're just breaking down Hobbits and setting the stage for next week. I feel like this is the prologue to the actual reading, right? Whereas next week it'll actually kind of kick off. I think in a much more tangible and exciting way. Yeah, we chatted not too much about the book. There's really not that much. I don't know. I don't know what to say about the prologue. It's like, yeah, this is just kind of describing the hobbits and describing the Shire, and gives you the summation of the Hobbit, which we all know how Bilbo came upon the ring. Um, long awaited, kind of tells you a little bit about how the hobbits became, collecting records and histories after the events of the War of the Ring, and then, just gives you like a little bit of about the hobbits mostly. So there's really not that. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea to start with, but I think it worked out well enough. Need more Arthur Stormcrow. Saruman's the rat. It's a good warm up. That's what yeah. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back in 2 seconds. It's coffee time. Remove all this stuff. All right. Well, you left my chair. Thanks. Yeah, I disappeared. Sorry. We're back. So now that I'm done, we're done. I'm officially ending book club for the moment. We can still talk about it, but I'm gonna play a little bit of WoW. We're gonna move into some light gaming for the next. I probably got an hour left. Does that work? Kalish, what's up? Let's see. I want to get off the Lord of the Rings lo-fi. I need something that'll get me in the zone. You want to hear what my Discover Weekly playlist is on Spotify? Is that a good idea? I'm looking through it. I don't know what most of this stuff is. All right. Discover Weekly. Disappear and shower. Okay. I will have fun playing some WoW. Let's see what Discover Weekly gives us on Spotify. How are you, Kulish? How are you today? Drink some water. I'm going to drink coffee. I'm going to drink coffee instead. Wonderful. I'm glad to see you too, friend. I'm glad to hear you're wonderful. All right. Oh, wait. I got to fix my whole thing. Let's see. What is this? Oh, there I am. Look. Woo. Let's make me smaller. Okay. Hardcore or softcore? What are we playing? Let me fix my overlay too. Man, streaming is a lot. There's a lot going on. No hardcore? Okay, fine. I gotta figure out a quicker way to do this. I don't remember how I... Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. Well, it's gonna be a little honor grinding because we got to do it. We got to do it. Who is that? Who is what? Yeah, it's honor grinding so boring. It's honestly the most boring thing. It's so boring. Who is Kirith? Kirith is this is my character on the PvP server. So this is my second level 60 warrior because I'm normal and sane and have 2 level 60 warriors. So because why would you want to level 2 different classes in World of Warcraft? You know what I mean? Especially in Classic, where warrior leveling is the best leveling and the most fun class. So Kirith, here's a fun pierogi. I've been playing. I played through a lot of it on stream. I could play Oblivion right now. What would we rather play? Some WoW or some of that? See you later, Dizzy. Thanks for stopping in. Oblivion? All right. Got to give the people what they want. Anyways, Kirith, this character here, Kirith, he is level 60 warrior. Kirith is the Elvish word for cliff. Fun fact. That's why Kirith Ungol in Lord of the Rings, where they climb the endless stairs, is known as Spider Cliff, because Ungol is spider and Kirith is cliff, so it's the Spider Cliffs. And I just think Kirith is a cool word. Also, when you see a C like this in Lord of the Rings, it is a K sound. So Kirith Ungol or Celebrimbor. See, I know things. All right, let's get into Oblivion. Feeling well. Oh man, sorry, T James. I feel like Oblivion got hit twice before that, and then the third time after. Y'all thought Max only spoke one language? Yeah, I know a little Elvish. Not enough to speak it. I know a little bit. I did beat the main quest, Alaska. Yeah, I beat the main quest. Last week I think was when we streamed the thing. See if it loads. Yeah, we watched Boromir become a dragon last week. No. That was Martin turned into the dragon. Boromir is me. Although I think I might be done with the Boromir character. Maybe. I don't know. I think I need to go through the Fighters Guild still. We'll do Fighters Guild stuff, I guess. Well, you know, Garden Hoodie, you can get a sword from, if you want a Lord of the Rings display sword like the one behind me. I got a discount. I got a discount on, you can use my name as a discount from Castle Con. Saves you like 10, 15 bucks. Okay, oh wait, now I gotta stop Spotify. Can't listen to Spotify and Oblivion. Is it Faramir's turn now? I don't know if I want to start a new character. I've got 3. I've got Kuru, Tuor, and Boromir. Kuru's my sneaky guy. I was gonna do evil stuff on Kuru and do that stuff. We'll get on Boromir though. So that might be, you can add that to your pro list if you want it to be like a Lord of the Rings replica. Yeah, Castle Con has you can just type in max at checkout and get a little bit off. I've got a Glamdring over there. I've got a Andoril back there. Andoril is my favorite of the two personally. Like, I love Glamdring, but the Andoril sword looks so good. Man, I got a cut on my arm, right on my tattoo. Oh, I forgot. My game does not load Oblivion well, by the way. It kind of bricks my computer, as you can see. Looks worse than the 2006 version. There we go. There we go. Oh, yeah, I forgot when I play Oblivion, I move my thing up here. So we can see. All right. I don't remember what I was doing in this game. It's been a minute since I played it. Quests. I've given Bian element of grandfather's ceremonial sword and armor, so he may pay off her debt. I should return to Grokash in Cheydinhal. He'll be waiting for me at the armory in 2 weeks. We got that going on. Knife in the dark. A knife in the dark. Speaking of Lord of the Rings. Attempt to open the door. Oh yeah, so this is for the Dark Brotherhood. Do we do the Dark Brotherhood? Do you guys want to see Boromir do his evil arc, pretend he was corrupted by the ring, and then we can do a redemption after the Dark Brotherhood or something? What guilds have I already joined? I've joined the Fighters Guild. I'm working through the Fighters Guild, but I don't remember which quest I'm on, which quest of the Fighters Guild part I'm on. I finished the arena. I have Finding the Thieves Guild. I haven't done that yet, and I have not done the Mages Guild. We can at least go turn this in Cheydinhal. Let's see what my inventory's like. Okay, I definitely need to sell some stuff. Where am I? Is that the market? Okay. This way. This way. Huzzah!
How can I assist you, champion?
I did feel, well, I mean, I felt icky when I killed the grand champion of the arena because he was just so sad about it and didn't even fight back. I can do a little Oblivion murder. That's fine.
Speak.
Dangir Gorgoroth? Dagnir
Hello.
Gorgoroth? That's a good name. I don't think I've ever done. You can have a little murder as a treat in Elder Scrolls. I don't think I've ever played through the Mages Guild in Oblivion.
When I saw the fiery clouds and the Daedra in the streets, I was sure we were all dead. But you saved us.
I did.
What can I interest you in?
All right. Let's see. What do we got to sell? Make sure I'm haggling at the most. Let's try 70%. Oh, yeah. Let's try 71%. Purging Flame. That's sick. When did I get that? I don't need this. Let's try 72%.
No deal.
Okay, 71's where we're at.
You've made a good bit of gold.
Yeah. Dagger of Discipline. Drain health on strike. That's pretty sick. Wait, give away? No, I'm not giving that away. Why do I have that? Purging Flame. Daedric Longsword. Oh, 15 damage, 22, but this one's enchanted. 1 point. Yeah, no, get rid of that.
You've made a good bit of gold.
Bow of Blizzards. I need that. Elemental Ring. That's pretty good.
An excellent bargain. That's a good deal. You've made a good bit of gold.
Yeah, I am. Making money. We're making money.
A fine transaction.
Oh, I need to update my stream information, don't I? Because I'm not on Just Chatting right now. Oops. Done. Updated. I did it. Again, pro streamer moves.
You drive a hard bargain.
Pro streamer moves.
That seems a fair price. A good price for a good...
Bum, 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 bum.
That seems a fair price.
Bum, 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 bum. I don't want this stuff. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. Get
That's
it
a good
out of
deal.
here. What do you do with all these sigil stones, by the way? Like, what is the point of those? I don't even know. Ooh, soul trap.
A fine transaction.
Yeah.
A good price for it.
Okay.
Come back and see me again. You
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. You can enchant with them? Oh, okay. Does it it consumes them on enchant, I'm guessing? I'm not going to get rid of them, Weak Genes. I get those out of Oblivion Gates. And wait, now that I finished the main quest, there's no more Oblivion Gates. Uh-oh. So I gotta be careful with those. Because I mean, I ain't gonna get no more of them. I got a chest though. I got a chest. I can go put stuff in that chest, can't I? Just to save it for later. Woo! Woo!
Fine greetings to you.
Is this... Oh, is this the Fighters Guild quest? Am I on one right now? We're going to finish the Fighters Guild. Keep them secret, keep them safe. Yeah, I'm going to stick them in a chest just like Frodo did with the ring. You know what I'm saying? What's up?
You need to finish out the contract with Vienna. Got a sword and armor for her, huh? You're due for advancement.
Protector of the
hereby
Fighters
name
Guild,
you
baby.
Protector of the Fighters Guild.
Protector, baby.
I've been told to send you to Coral for some duties. Speak with Orion.
All right, we're going to Coral.
Farewell.
Coral it is. We're going to make a quick little pit stop and drop off our Transcendent Sigil Stones, though. That's the plan. That's what's up. I think it's in Ayleswell. Allswell? Ayleswell? Oh, Oblivion. I wouldn't be mad if we saw a Unreal Engine remaster of Skyrim. And everybody says Morrowind. I think Morrowind would be amazing to get. But Morrowind I feel like would be a lot more work, because this is my hot take on Morrowind. Morrowind would need to be like a complete redevelopment of the game, because if I remember right, Morrowind doesn't have voice acting, right? Does it? It's not voice acted. Or maybe it is voice acted. I don't remember. It's been so long since I played it. And also, I think that like the combat in Morrowind doesn't feel very good. Like when you hit somebody with a sword in Morrowind, it doesn't feel like you're hitting anything. It just kind of, you just swing it. You know? But I mean, I love Morrowind. Yeah, see, this is my... How do I put stuff in? How do I put stuff in here? I don't even remember. Search? There we go. Any of this need to go in there? Oh wait, there's one more. Alright. That's my secret chest, okay? That's my secret chest. It's so frustrating me over encumbered in this game after getting that ring of burden underwater in the well for the Mages Guild. Oh wait, what is that? That sounds fancy, Alaska. Do I need that? It makes me want to do the. That makes me want to do the Mages Guild. They were told to send me. Yo, thanks for the follow. They were told to send me to Coral. We're going to Coral. Look how good the graphics are on my computer. My computer's probably 800 degrees right now and getting ready to melt.
Certainly I've spent time there. Talasma runs a good life.
Get Fin Glean for underwater breathing and Night Eye. It's an anvil. Oh, is that the one that's like underwater, like on the island, like it's like in some, like over here or something, right? Isn't that like a helmet over here you get? I think.
It's good to have a bit of good news in these dark times. What can I do for you, hero of Coral?
Coral.
Those Odilborn
duties.
I've got another job for you, slightly off the record.
Off the record?
You'll be going on a mission with Varanus Daunton. Yes, the Guildmaster's son.
Why is it off the record? What are we doing? We getting into some stuff?
You're to accompany him and make sure he succeeds. He needs some time in the field to get his confidence up, or he'll never become a good warrior.
Okay.
Varanus coddles the boy too much. Doesn't want him in the line of fire. Suppose it's no surprise after Vitellis.
Vitellis.
Varanus Daunton's eldest son. Good man. We lost him on a botched mission recently. You've probably seen the other wounded.
Yo, what's going on with the
If
plates
you're
on the
smart,
table?
you'll
Oh, thanks
steer
for the
clear
follow,
of
dude.
the subject around the Guildmaster.
Oh, is
Perhaps
Oblivion
you
a
and
good
I
game
will
to
have
get into
time
Elder
to
Scrolls
discuss it
World? I
more
only played a few
later.
hours of Morrowind and Skyrim. Yeah, I think Oblivion's a great game to get into Elder Scrolls.
Time's wasting.
Yo, what happened over here, dude? What's up with these plates? Oblivion's a little quirky, as you can see. Okay. Can I throw one? Oh, wait. How do you pick something up? Yeah. You want that? Is it better to start with Skyrim or Oblivion? I don't know. I played Oblivion first, and when it came out, like many moons ago, 2006 or whatever year it was, 05. Oblivion takes place before Skyrim, so Skyrim takes place, what, like 100 years after Oblivion, or like 200 years after Oblivion or something? It doesn't really matter the order you play it in. Honestly, I think Oblivion's probably a great starting point, especially with this version. The remastered is really good. Wait, who am I talking to? This guy again?
So, what is it?
Yeah, I know. Oh,
His
confidence.
mother's been holding him back, protecting him. You'll go to Nonwell Cavern with him. Galtus Previa was lost there, and not a word of this to the Guildmaster. Go find him. He'll be in the Dawntarn house, most likely, and bring him back in one piece. Time's wasting.
Okay. We gotta go do something.
Hurry up before I change my mind.
Goodbye.
Maybe we'll
Good to
do
see you, Lone.
Mage's Guild later this week. Velena's Daunton. See what's up.
What? I didn't see a thing.
Oh, what's up?
Greetings, guildmate. What can I do for you?
We're going on a quest.
A mission? Well, of course. I'm sure we can do this. You say this came from Orain himself? Well, perhaps I should speak with Mother first.
No time. We gotta
I'm
go.
prepared, of course. I'm sure there's no need to speak to Mother at all. Let's go.
All right.
I'm with you.
Where are we going? Where are we going? Is he gonna die? Every time I escort somebody, they die. Okay, we're just going north of town. No big deal. Keep up. Keep up. All right. Ooh. Is that a Minotaur? Yeah. Wow. Minotaurs are sick. The unicorns are in here? There's a unicorn? Or are you messing with me? What's over here? Bear? This doesn't look like WoW. No, the people voted on Oblivion. We're gonna do a quick Oblivion quest before I gotta go pick my kids up. With this dingus. With this dingus. Let's see. Are you ready for this? Varanus, you ready? Yeah, man of the people. I should be grinding honor right now. I should be. Varanus, Daunton, and I have arrived at the Nonwell Cavern. We'll have to find out what happened to Galtus Privia, and I should make sure no harm comes to the young Daunton. Okay. Okay. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Let's see. Also, is my stream all bricked up and laggy, or is it all right? Because yeah, this game messes up OBS for me. I need a new PC. Oh, you're just gonna charge in there? I was gonna try to be sneaky, dude. Where are you going, bro? He's gonna die. Slow down, homie.
We must find... He's got to be in... I'm with you.
Jeez Louise. Oh. A little gold. Don't mind if I do. It's fine. Maybe it's fine. Pro needs to chill. Wood door to non-will chamber of the Titans. Okay. Okay. Don't mind if I do. What is that? Oh. Did he die? I just sliced him in the back. There's another one. Whoops, wrong button. I haven't seen ogres in this game yet. Ooh, ebony boots. I need those. Look. It's going to make my outfit way better. I'm wearing steel boots right now. Swaggy. Okay, which way? We came from there. Guess maybe this way? I don't know. Yeah. He's unconscious. Wake up. Okay, so I guess he's not able to die in this quest. That's good. How do I get up there? Yeah. I'm a brave warrior. Not scared of nothing. I never realized how stylish Faramir's sword is until this side is... Oh, are you on Castle Con? Yeah. Out of the two that I've gotten from him, the Andoril is my favorite, but you can get a lot. He's got a lot of cool stuff on that website. And I think they're more affordable than I would have originally thought, you know? I don't know which way to go. Through here? No, can't smash that. No destructible environments. Oh, he's on it. He's off. You know, we're on this quest to build this kid's confidence, this kid right in front of me, and he seems pretty confident. Just charges right into a Minotaur and an Ogre. Doesn't care. Doesn't care even a little bit.
I'm just warming up, you pathetic worm!
You pathetic worm. Jeez, please. Clearing it out. I'm talking myself off the ledge of two swords, a miniature and a banner. Yeah, talk yourself off the ledge. Okay, so that's the right direction I came from. We'll just keep going. We'll just keep going in. No, that's Colovian Highlands. No, that's outside the cave. Oh wait. Now it gives me a quest marker. Maybe down here. I need to put some points into Magica. Your Instagram videos light up my day at the most random times. Well, thank you. Thank you, Liquid Tea. Thanks for popping into the stream too. We're just playing some Oblivion right now. On a quest through this cave with this dingus. Fighting minotaurs and trolls and ogres, you know. Being a brave warrior of Cyrodiil. Let's see if can I eat clairvoyance in here? Yeah, I can. Troll! Troll! Oh, I think we found him. We found the corpse of Galtus Previa. We should now return to Modron Orin. You got anything good, though? What's that? Broken shield? Grand necklace of sea walking? Don't mind if I do. Moonlight gauntlets? What are those? H. Oh, ebony gauntlets. Enchanted ebony gauntlet. No, look at that. We just need an ebony helm and we got the full set. Dingus Daunton. Could you type in me words? I don't know, man. It's fine. I knew what you meant. Found the corpse. Yeah, he found him. He didn't do too hot. He should have come with me. Making it purple. Yo, thanks for the follow. I suppose the way I typed it was the way I said it. Yeah, no, I get it. I get what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Any thoughts on Expedition 33? I've been addicted. Liquid, I haven't played it. Mexi, who I don't think is in here right now, but my friend, he just got hit in the back of the head. I haven't played it, but Mexi was telling me it's really good. That maybe I should. It looks interesting. I can't tell. I don't know. If I get it and play it on stream, I think I would just want to go in completely blind and not see anything about it. But I know everybody's talking about it. Everybody's playing it. It's what all the cool kids are doing. So surely it must be worth my time. Peer pressure works on me, by the way. Dingus reminds me of Monty Python and Biggest Dickus. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Is it free on Game Pass? I think I have Game Pass. I think I have Game Pass. I just started it. Definitely been trying to go it without any info. It's worth it. Yeah, so I haven't watched anybody streaming it. I've just seen like really quick clips, like really quick, but I haven't like actually paid any attention. So I kind of know what it kind of looks like. Is it swords? Is it swords and magic and knights or something? Because I like sword games. I'm not a big fan of the gun games. Some gun games I like, but most of the time I like medieval sword games. It's like Final Fantasy. Okay. I like Final Fantasy. It's quite French. Is it actually French? Yeah, thanks for the follow. Curious. I have a big problem with World of Warcraft and just wanting to play World of Warcraft, so as my long-term Twitch followers know. I'm hoping that I can get into Frontier to do another hardcore run. But we'll see if that happens. I don't know if I'm up to the challenge that they're doing, so I just want to I want to level in hardcore again. I kind of just want to level, like, I know I have my shaman that I'm trying to level, but honestly I don't really want to level a shaman. I just want to level another warrior. What am I going over here for? Oh, it's his house. We'll just go to the Fighters Guild and wait. Hoo-yah. Where's the Fighters Guild at? World of Warcraft facts with plain Max? Yeah, kinda. My biggest Expedition 33 gripe is that it's set in France, but all of the characters are British, and they say the occasional French word. I mean, that's fair. That seems like a reasonable critique. I'm trying to level up my mysticism skill.
Oh.
So that I can learn Soul Trap. I want to learn Soul Trap. I don't have the skeleton key.
Please, by all means.
We're going to sleep. My dog's barking. He wants to come inside. I'll be right back.
Do not fear. I will assist you however I can.
Everyone's talking about the victory over Mehrunes Dagon. I can hardly believe that the Oblivion crisis is over.
Good.
Good.
The Chestnut Handy Stables now offers to protect your horse. Seems handy enough.
I've heard others say the same.
Good day.
Good day.
I'm back. Oh, I gotta plug my phone in. All right, where's my dude at?
Well met. You're back. What have you found out about Galtus Pravius?
Yeah, he dead.
Dead? Damn. What got him?
Troll?
I suppose that's it then. Odd that there weren't creatures around the body, though, and that it hadn't been eaten. I'll pay Daunton for
Can you
his
pat the
contract,
dogs on stream?
and I've got this for you. Good work getting him back in one piece.
You can't see
I
him.
might make
He's
a
laying
real
right by my
soldier of you
feet,
yet.
but I'm patting him. One long sword of blaze. Wait, what did I get? Why did I give me a sword?
I'm going to need you to find Maglir again, the little fetcher.
Okay, where are you
That's
at?
right. The little vermin has defaulted on another contract. I need you to go babysit him again. Wish I knew what happened. He had a contract for a local mage in Bravil. Didn't seem like a particularly difficult assignment. He hasn't reported to the client at all. Get yourself down to Bravil and find Maglir. Make
That
sure
dog.
that contract of his gets done, and send him to me.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Modron Orin. I don't think you can kill him though, because he's
Stop staring
a
at me.
quest giver.
Let's get to work.
He's dead. I mean, dead is nothing if not absolute, right?
Yes?
Zoom. Let's see. All right, where am I going? Where did he say? I wasn't listening. Something about Bravil? Bravil? Okay. Okay, yeah, I gotta go to Breville. All right, we're fast traveling. Yay! Breville, hardly know her. No, I don't think you can kill him wild soul. I think if you did attack him, he'd just go unconscious because he's like if they're a quest like important character, they don't die. They just go unconscious. You can never kill him. Have I learned the secret of the local map yet? No. What's that? Okay, I'm in Breville. I guess first step, ask the fuzz.
2 of the afternoon watch and all. Maglier. I think I've seen him. Try in the Lonely Suitor Lodge.
The Lonely Suitor Lodge? Okay. Yeet.
Greetings, Imperial.
What is it now? All else is put aside to celebrate of
Look
our
how
deliverance
swaggy
from
I am
evil.
in my ebony armor. I'm sick of this Blades helmet.
And his servant Martin.
Ads. Oh, sorry, Liquid. The Lonely Suitor Lodge. You can essentially see like a 500-meter radius of all the doors and exits. Wait, what? Zoom all the way in. On this map? Oh, what?
Yes? You again. I imagine I know why you're here, Guild Rat.
Guild Rat? Dude, I've saved this guy's life. He's gonna call me a rat? I've been trying to tell me for like... I'm sorry, Will. I'm...
Defaulted? That all you talk about? I'm Blackwood Company now. Plenty of work, the pay is good, and I don't have Orain on my back all the time.
He doesn't have a rein on his back. Maybe he's got a point. You are without honor, Maglia.
Honor, huh? I prefer feeding my family. I figure I owe you one for covering for me, so I'll let you leave. Get moving before I forget myself. Hell.
Whoa, bro.
You again. Everyone, you're wasting your time.
I'm half a mind to smack you upside the head. Maglia tells me he's no longer a member of the Fighters Guild. He's trying to scrounge up work, so he's joined the Blackwood Company. Okay, well now what am I supposed to do?
And I'll turn your bones to ash. Back off. I have no time for your pathetic...
Okay. Why is everybody in here so rude? Why is everybody in Breville so rude? I literally saved Cyrodiil, by the way. Look at that. That's amazing. Okay. So he joined the Blackwood Company. What do you want me to do about it?
Sir. Good day.
What am I supposed to do? He's trying to scrounge up work, so he's joined the Blackwood Company. Okay. Okay. So you want me to like just I just chilling now? Do I go back to Morin? Like, yo, tell him what's up. Let's see. I guess go to the Mages Guild and see what's up.
Goodbye.
Where's the Mages Guild in this town? Where's the Mages Guild at? That's the Fighters Guild. What a nice building. This town sucks. I don't like Breville. that the Mages Guild? Anybody know where the Mages Guild is? Big church? No, that's not the Mages Guild. That's the temple. There it is. That's got to be it. There's a mystical eye on the thing. Yeah, look at that. I used context clues to decipher where I needed to go. Zoom in on your map. Will it tell you the names?
How
That guy's
are
got...
you?
Fantastic. Thanks for
Excuse
asking.
me, sir.
Great. Goodbye.
Greetings, chap. You'll need to talk to you
Good
two.
to see you. It's about time someone from the Fighters Guild showed up. I need imp gall for my studies. 10 portions of it in... You might check Robbers Glen Cave for the imp gall. I just don't trust... Doesn't look... I'll be waiting right here.
Trying to decide between matcha and Earl Grey. What's up with matcha right now? Yo, what's up, Code and Gree? Welcome in. What's up with matcha? Like, I feel like I've been seeing matcha all over. It's like people are super into matcha right now. What's up with that? Why is everybody into matcha? Matcha's having a moment. This is how I felt about birria tacos like 3 years ago. Like 3 years ago, all of a sudden, everybody's talking about birria. Now everybody's talking about matcha. I know matcha's been in for a minute, but I've just been seeing it a lot. I've been seeing a lot more lately, is all I'm saying. Also, I think my horse died because it doesn't show up anymore. Yeah, I don't think anybody in Braville's interested in airplane facts either, man. It's a real bummer. It's a real bummer. Because I'm over here just trying to spread knowledge and joy, and they're over here being rude. Stupid bear. My arrow's back. I like matcha too. I'm not talking smack on matcha. I'm just wondering, like, I've been seeing it on the socials, on the videos, people talking about it. You know. Sometimes stuff just happens, and I'm 1 second I'm like, why am I seeing so much matcha content? Have I thought about murder? I mean, I haven't hit that arc in my playthrough yet. I did accidentally kill one person. I did accidentally kill somebody and then got visited by the Dark Brotherhood dude, but I haven't started the quest yet where you murder that one dude. Oh, look, imp! I need your gall. Ooh, a Daedric helmet? Don't mind if I do. Yeah! Look how sick that is. I wouldn't mess with that guy. Hey! Get back here. That's 3. That's 4. Yeah. That's 5. Oh, that's 6. There's another chest. Ooh, Ring of Speed. I already have a Ring of Speed. Can I double up on the speed? Reflect damage is way too OP though. Can I even do the map thing in here? I can. Amazing. Too fast. Yo, thanks for the follow. I try to pay attention to the follow notifications, but it's sometimes hard to do. Where are all the imps at? There they are. Get over here. Fly, little demons. Okay, how many do I have? 8. 2 more. Whoa! That scared the shit out of me. Did you see that? I jumped. There's a minotaur. I was literally ready for an imp. Ah! That scared the shit out of me. Whoa! Gauntlets of the Hunter, which do what? How do you see what the enchant is? Detect life. And what I have right now is Moonlight Gauntlets, which are enchanted with Light on Self. Which one's better? I don't know what Light on Self does. Man, that Minotaur scared the shit out of me. I'm wearing them right now. I'm not glowing. There they are. The last 2 I need. Wow. Okay, that should be 10. Yeah, that's 10. See that duck and that weave? I did. Okay, how do I get out of here, though, is the real question. Oh, let me just pull up the map. Or I suppose I can use clairvoyance, too, which is kind of simpler. Okay, that ain't working. Yeah. Assuming I don't get jump scared again. Skooma. Okay. Get a little bit of that. Is it this way? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I do too well playing a horror game. I'm too jumpy for that. Or maybe that's what the people would want. I don't know. I'm not very good at I don't like horror stuff. I'm not a horror guy. Freaks me out. I'd wake my kids up screaming. Yeah, creepers be creeping, dude. They sneak up on you. I've seen it.
Greetings, Imperial brother.
Okay. Let's see. Let me go over here. I gotta go turn it in. Yeet. I mean, they're called creepers for a reason, right? Like.
Hello.
Well, have you found that imp?
Yeah.
Ah, you've got it. Looks fresh, too. I realize you'll be paid by your superior, but take this as well. It might come in handy in your work.
What did I get? What'd you give me? 1 grand ring of ages.
Next time.
What's that do? Grand ring of ages. Shield on self. That sounds pretty sick. I'll keep that. Don't mind if I do.
On time, please.
How do I? Am I gonna have to like do battle with the Blackwood clan or Blackwood Marauders or whatever they're called? Seems like it. Seems like it. I don't remember the Fighters Guild questline finale. I did it a long time ago, but I don't remember. I haven't played Oblivion since like 2009.
Good to see you.
2008. You know, whenever it was. 2010 maybe. I probably played it a little bit before Skyrim came out, which was what, 2011. I have a picture of me hugging a wall of Skyrim Collector Edition boxes at GameStop because I was working at GameStop when it came out. If mediums can talk to the dead, just imagine what a large could do. I'll find it. I'll post it on Discord after this. I gotta talk to everyone's favorite elf, wherever he is. There he is.
What is it? Shouldn't you be... I can't believe we lost another to that bunch. Well done taking care of the contract, though. We can't afford to lose any of them these days. Here's your payment for completion of the contract. I think it's time for us to discuss the Blackwood Company a bit.
Oh, talk about the Blackwood Company. Tell me about it.
They weren't always a threat. Small-scale mercenary band. Until Reza Kar took over. Then came the fat Imperial contracts. After a mission in Blackmarsh, they set up shop in Leowin, more ruthless than ever. It needs investigating. First, though, you need advancement. Your service to the Guild has not gone unnoticed. Henceforth, you will carry the rank of Defender.
Oh.
Bear the title proudly.
Oh. I got an achievement, Defender of the Fighters Guild.
I've got something for you, but we're not going to talk about it here. I want you to meet me at my house after sundown. We'll talk more then.
Okay. Sounds good.
We'll talk later.
Sounds like a plan, Moran. Let's see. All right. Bum 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 bum. Let's see. All right. You're really just spilling yourself on the inside? No, that's pretty good liquid tea. I like that. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to go pick up my kids from school. So it's probably going to be it for me today. But I appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out and everything. So I might be on later tonight. Might do a second stream tonight. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. Maybe not. Who's to say? I gotta be up early for work tomorrow though. But you know, it is what it is. Remember next week, same time, 11 a.m. next Wednesday. First 3 chapters. We're gonna do. What is it? Long awaited party or whatever. Shadows of the Past and Three's Company. Those 3 chapters next week. It'll be more fun next week because we'll have a lot more